Hi everybody, how you doing? My name is Doug Barry. I am the Baby Maker. Welcome to the Baby Maker channel. Here I'm going to teach you a little bit about baby making, but we're going to start off with we're going to cover all the steps. So how you get to first base, second base, third base, and by the way, once you get to first base, the rest kind of happen pretty quickly, at least for me. I think for most people nowadays. But anyway, and then after you get to home plate, what you do then. And let me start off by saying that although I'm going to teach you to get to home plate or score a run or whatever, I'm the principal goal for me, at least, in how I learned how to get there in a very happy way and with a person that I'm very happy with, was by aiming at finding a person that I not only would want to, but could live with, frankly, for the rest of my life. And you can figure these things out very quickly. It doesn't have to be like a 3-year process or even a 3-week. More like a 3-minute process, but you can really stretch it out and should, frankly, stretch it out to at least an hour before you make a move. And at that point, if you feel like making a move, then it's probably for the best. What you need to know is, basically everything that you need to know is what I'm going to cover in this channel. I'm going to try to put out a video every day. I'm probably going to try to put out a video every 3 days or something, because there's a lot to cover. There's some like really hardcore bits that are the underlying things that you need to get into your mentality, and basically strategies that you need to implement. I'm not a pickup artist. I'm not going to tell you how to get somebody that you could not otherwise get into bed, or into a relationship for that matter, into bed or into a relationship. What I'm going to tell you is that there's things you need to understand that can prevent you from getting to a happy place with somebody that you would otherwise make very happy. And I know you're like, well, sure, this guy, he's got no problem because look at that hair, right? And that chiseled jawline. Well, no, I mean, yes, I'm kind of good looking now, although I'll tell you, I really felt ugly for about 25, 30 years. I'm 39 now. For about 30, 32 years, frankly, I felt pretty unattractive. And these are some of the things, that's one of the things, and the reasons why I felt unattractive are some of the things that we need to get over and understand in order to get over. But what I want you also to understand, at least as far as feeling unattractive goes, it's a wonderful place to be, because right now, people that are less attractive are, in your eyes, more attractive than they're going to be once you understand how attractive you are. So understand that it's okay. In fact, it's kind of a good thing if you feel like you're less attractive than you are, and most people do. Most people do underrate themselves. So anyways, I'm sure that you're thinking to yourself, sure, what could this guy possibly, you're really going to have to sell me on this, Doug, because I'm pretty sure that you pretty much just like walk up to them and their panties fall to the ground, right? Yeah, but no. Well, it's getting close. But let me tell you that for my 20 years, I was pretty much trying to get a girlfriend for about 20 years. For about the time I was like 6 until I was about 26. And I had a couple of girlfriends in my mid-20s. 22. Finally got laid when I was 19, but I mean, that didn't last, and I really didn't have anything until I had a pretty good relationship when I was about 26. Anyways, for about 20 years, I was my own worst enemy, and there are a million things that I could have told myself right now, when I was small, of course, that would have been the biggest game changer. And so pretty much, I'm going to try to impart to you what I wish I could have told myself, and the things that I think that I've enlisted in my repertoire, or tools in my quarrel, like arrows in my quarrel, Cupid. Tools that I've used basically on myself, 100% on myself. At the end of the day, all you can be is yourself if you want to be in a relationship. For people that are trying to sell, for people who, if you want to go out and you want to tell somebody that you're a brain surgeon, if you're old enough, if you're 40 or 30 something, and you want to tell somebody you're a brain surgeon, you'll probably get laid. If you could pull it off, okay? If you want to tell somebody that your Ferrari's in the shop, or you just flew in from Dubai for a conference on whatever, global warming or medical malpractice, I don't know. Yeah, you're a lawyer, right? I mean, if you want to tell these people things that are not true, you don't need me. If you want to be yourself, if you want to be in a position where you can build a relationship, then you will need this channel. If you're not where you want to be, I am finally, in the last few months, I have run a race, and finally I am feeling like I am where I want to be. I finally feel like I can have anything that I deserve. Not anything that I want, but anything that I deserve, and frankly, anything that I deserve is what's going to make me happy. If you got something that you don't want, something that you don't deserve, because if you get a girl, or if you're a girl and you get a guy, or if you're a guy and you get a guy or a girl, if you get somebody that you don't deserve, good luck holding on. It's like a oiled rope, right? It's like, I've got it now, but whoops, and then by that time, you've made all the money you're going to make in your life, and she has spent it with you, and the money that you guys have saved, she gets a bunch of it. And it could be argued maybe she's responsible for more money than she ends up getting, but usually you don't want to get somebody that you can't hold on to, okay? Don't aim to get anybody that you can't hold on to. Your kids, you may think to yourself, if you're thinking about having kids, my kids are going to be better off. They're going to be gorgeous and so smart and so funny, or whatever you value. I just happen to think that smart, funny, really good-looking people are pretty cool. Anyways, maybe they will be, but maybe they won't be. Maybe they'll be fighting in the family. Maybe they'll be. Maybe they will have parental figures who do not imbue in them or do not teach them how to behave the same way that the whole reason why they are smart and funny. Life is really trial by fire. More. I can say that better. Life is really, the people who have to run through the fire end up being the people who can do it better. People who had hard lives as kids end up being the people who life is a little bit easier for them later. And the people who had really easy lives as kids end up having kind of a rough time later. Typically, that's typically how it goes. But anyways, my point is, the reason I was talking about that was because, yes, you can get somebody who's like really good looking, whatever, but it does not necessarily going to equate to good kids. And if you guys are fighting a lot, it's probably going to equate to kids who have kind of a rough idea about relationships, and you might not get grandkids. And we will talk about why that's important later. But for today, for the first lesson, I guess, that I want to give you, the first lesson is this. In a relationship, less so. More so in the initial phases of dating, the person who needs the other person less, emotionally, physically, whatever, attention, the person who needs the other person less is in a more powerful position. About everything, about where we're going to dinner, about what's going to be on TV, about what do you want to talk about where do you want to go on vacation next year, whatever. I mean, granted, by the time you're like, getting to that point, you're gonna have figured each other out. So let's just talk about, I guess, the first date. And when you're on a first date, I'm just gonna speak from a guy's point of view, but I think the same thing works. I'm sure it works for a woman. You can't. If she is great and you're like wondering if she's more than you deserve, you're thinking maybe I should just jump ship. Yeah, right. Nobody ever thinks that. If you're wondering maybe if like she's too good for you, if she's gonna catch on to the fact that she's too good for you. And by the way, never think that, because you don't know. You won't know. Just because she is the cat's meow in your opinion does not mean that she's too good for you. Just because it seems like she could get anybody does not mean she's too good for you, because you don't know who she wants. You don't know who her first boyfriend was. You don't know who her bad boyfriends were. You don't know who the good and bad people who have been around her life were. What they looked like, what they sounded like, how they talked, what they talked about. These things have a great impact on attraction. So anyways, don't worry. We'll talk about that, I think, in the coming week, probably this week. I'm nodding at my dog, like she's like, yeah, it's a good idea. But I was told you should do that. Anyways, so if you're at that date and she's, seems amazing, you can't trip over your words. You can't drool. I've done it. You can't. Well, I haven't drooled, but I've like blah 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 blah. Like I've gone to say something, and I'm just like, I say two words and I put them together. I'm like, no. What you need to do is kind of somehow. So this isn't necessarily what I do, but I mean, you have to like basically treat her as if, I was gonna say imagine, and it's not what I do. You have to like imagine like she's lesser than she is, and I don't do that. Or imagine that you're greater than you are. I don't know. Maybe. So it's rough, but at the end of the day, great advice, Doug. Okay, hold on. You need to not let on to the fact she needs to think that you are pretty spectacular. And so, I don't know. For me, I guess if I'm with somebody who I know is pretty dang awesome, I sort of, maybe it's defense mechanism against it, because maybe it's because I understand it. Maybe once you understand that you can't be in that position down here, and maybe it's because I understand it, that all of a sudden things that I think are going to be great in my life in the future, because I don't have like any money, I don't have a degree, I have no work history. Anyways, things that I think are going to be great in the future, I come to maybe this is it. I come to like think about those and tell her about those, right? Because girls and guys are not only interested in, and I mean on our first date, and I mean if you're just trying to get laid. Frankly, it's because the sex is better when you're with somebody who is of greater value, and so people like it when people say, yeah, I just got my undergrad in women's studies, but I just took my LSAT, my law school assessment, and scored really well, and I just got into Brown or whatever. It doesn't matter where you are. It's where you're going to be. It's where somebody thinks you're going to be. It's always worked for me, and I have genuinely thought that I'm going places, and pretty sure with this channel it's going to be a step up. The Baby Maker channel. Subscribe, like, please. This is step one. I know that a lot of you watching this are going to be watching this later, when I've already got 100 videos. And so, hi, this is me now. Yeah. November 16th, 2017. But for those of you who are just catching us at the very beginning, wow, that's great. Stay along for the ride. For those of you catching us at the video 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, I can keep going. Stay with us. I think that you're going to look back, you're going to look forward, you're going to see progress both in my life and in yours. And so we're going to do some great things here. Take that one little morsel with you, that whoever thinks that somebody cares more, not necessarily who's like above or below, because you're still assessing each other. You don't know each other. But when you could tell that a person thinks that they are lower, that's the point. You could tell when a person thinks that they're lower than you. you know that they know themselves better than you know them. Okay? If a girl is tripping over her words and just huge googly-eyed, whatever, she will like literally become less attractive to you. Just like if a guy, is dropping stuff on the ground because he just feels like a dunce because he's like, oh my God, why am I even here? How did I get here? There is no way in hell this girl is gonna go home with me or be in a relationship with me. Then yeah, you've put yourself at a disadvantage. You can't be there. You cannot be at that disadvantage. You need to either think that she is less or think that you are more and come up to her level and play ball. It's all about confidence. Confidence is everything. I think we're going to talk about that in the next video. Confidence is key. This is one of the first signs that you're not confident. This is one of the first reasons why confidence is key and one of the first signs that you are ill-matched. So like and subscribe and check back here. We're going to run a couple of videos a week, I guess, and we're going to bring everybody up to speed because everybody deserves to get what they deserve. I'm Doug, the Baby Maker. Till next time.